Good morning, my name's Jonathan Pengilly from Habitech Limited. We've recently created a brand called Habitech ID. Habitech ID is really aimed at the architectural and the interior design market. The clients, their end users, want to have technology in the home, but they want to make it as seamless as possible. So our jobs make technology disappear. A good example is this demo board we've created that actually demonstrates being able to flush fit a number of different products into the building. So here we have a Lutron lighting switch to integrated lighting into the building on a flush fit. We have a Lucent flush downlighter. We have the new architectural series speaker from Sonance, which, as you can see, is exactly the same size as the Lucent downlighter to give you a really nice ceiling grid. We have a mode lighting switch, and then we've worked closely with Wandsworth to come up with a series of UK-based sockets and switches to again give you the same flush look throughout the property. So it doesn't matter if it's at skirting board level right through to ceiling level, you get that completely clean flush look throughout.
I'm Daniel from Habitech, here to show you about the new Vantage product control system from Legrand. As it's from Legrand, it actually integrates with Nuvo really well. As you can see, this is the tuning station on their Equinox 73 panel and the 41. You can go to library from the USB stick or from NAS drive storage. Integrates with the P1, P2, P3100 and 35 seamlessly. The key features of the Vantage system is that it uses widget designs. So you have multiple widgets that can be assigned by yourself or by your customer, and you can add, remove and go from there. All the widgets come with the album art on the panels and can be used on any Android or iOS device. The key features really with the Legrand product, the Vantage system, is exclusivity. Only a handful of dealers would be using this program compared to the likes of Control 4 or RTI. All DIN railed in the enclosure, processors, electronic dimmer stations, relay stations, third-party drivers available for Wirestorm, Apple TV, Skyboxes, Samsung TVs, and it's still building as we go. All the panels you see here are currently available from Habitech. You've got the 40 panel, which is no widgets, but it is all scened, which are completely customizable by yourself as the installer, along with the configurable keypad in white there and in the silver aluminium here. The 41, which is again the Equinox widget panel, has all the features as the larger 73, but just one widget per page rather than 3 on the 73 panel.
One of the things we've been focusing on Habitech is how to save dealers time and get them the ability to be able to maintain people's systems without actually having been there. One of the products that we've invested in heavily is iHigi. iHigi gives us full control remotely through a cloud-based system of any product. So if there's an issue, it can be easily resolved remotely from any web browser, iPad or iPhone or Android device. One of the most frustrating things about remote management is power management. Most power management devices are SNMP, which is not broadly compatible with most control systems. So we've worked together with A10 to develop a PDU system which enables very, very simple control of 8, 16 or 24 outlet PDUs to be able to remotely switch devices on and off. Not only do we have full control through the iHigi device, we've got a very, very simple API that can be deployed in Crestron or AMX. We also have free RTI and Control 4 drivers so that you can very easily toggle outputs on and off. It's been thought about that you might want your customer to be able to reboot their Skybox, so you can put specific login details for a user so they can only toggle one port on or off as necessary. Furthermore, all of these devices have POP, which is proactive output power. One of the great features about the A10 PDUs is the proactive overload protection. What that does is it means that in the event of an overload, regardless of what happens, the brain in the PDU stays alive. So if a device is suddenly drawing a significant amount of power, the PDU will gently shut it down, it will leave the other ports open and ready to use, and it will send an email alert to warn you that there's a problem with the device. Some devices have per port switching and per port current detection, and they're available in horizontal 8 output devices and vertical 16 and 24.
Mode lighting then is a centralized processor-based lighting control system. It works as a standalone solution with its own interface. It's perfectly integratable to third-party systems. The processor is a browser-based system for programming and for the user interface. And because it's browser-based and IP-based, communication with third-party equipment is done over simple IP integration. Everything is DIN mounted and everything is small. We've got power supply and processor, all DIN mounted, 6 modules wide for the processor, 3 for the power supply. And you may have multiple power supplies within an install. We've then got whatever we're trying to control, so dimmer modules, relays, I/O modules for PIRs, etc., or contact closures. The biggest module they do is 9 modules wide, so we're using an 18 wide cabinet, perfect for 2 modules next to each other. And the whole system is very small. Because the biggest module is only 9 wide, we're looking at a very small enclosure here that can actually do up to 56 lighting circuits, so very compact, but still very powerful. As I was saying, the processor works on a web browser for configuration, and that can be done from both Apple and Android devices. I've got it working on an iPad over here, and you can see we get the user interface and perfect configuration so that we can configure the whole thing from here. Probably not the easiest, probably best from a laptop. However, it's good if you're walking around trying to tweak a system. As long as you've got a wireless network connected, you can walk around with an iPad and just tweak the system to finalize it. The user interface that the customer's going to see is whatever you create, a list of areas and a list of scenes that are available to them. And each user can have their own user account with areas that are allocated to them. So for instance, you may only give the kids certain access to certain areas, whereas the homeowner may have access to all areas. And you wouldn't give any of them access to the programming. That's purely for the installer. The keypads available, we've got 3 different types of keypads. We've also got availability of retractive switching. So I'll start with the touch screen, glass-fronted, laser-etched touch keypads. All RGB backlit, programmable in what colours you want for what actions, or you can permanently locate colours to certain buttons and functions. All customizable with words or symbols or a mixture, and these are available these are called Colbrium, these are called Icon. All symbols are available in both. This is a tactile touch button version, this is a glass touchscreen version. We can use retractable switch-ins, whether this is for design or cost. I know we've got a lot of guys who like to use it for design, interior designers. They don't like these, they like to spec push button. Perfectly integratable and still giving a good level of control for dimming on push and hold features.
So WallSmart was one of the key partners that we worked with over the last 2 years to develop the Habitech ID range of products, which minimalizes the impact of technology onto the aesthetics of a building. Our best-selling WallSmart product is the iPad dock. Obviously Apple have sold a few iPads over the years. This is our new iPad Air dock, completely flush to the wall, but if it needs to be removed, it can be removed just by pressing that and removing the iPad from the wall. But what we found, as well as a number of designers, interior designers, architects coming to us about the iPad and wanted to integrate the iPad, when they saw the concept, what they really wanted was to flush every component into the wall. So we worked with WallSmart to then go on to develop a range of HVAC vents for all air conditioning, heating, etc. So as you can see down here, a different style of grills that would fit both commercial and residential applications. And we found that the interior designers especially wanted to flush all components into the walls of a building. So it gave us the opportunity to go and find a WallSmart module for all products that need to be integrated into the home. And finally, we work with Sonance, who's the world's largest architectural speaker manufacturer, and they've developed a new architectural range of speakers is actually called the architectural AS series of speakers, which are 100 millimeters square and completely flush. So the aim is to be flush with the ceiling and exactly the same size as a number of downlighters to give you an equal ceiling grid, to ensure that you don't get clutter on the ceiling as well. So the speakers just integrate seamlessly with the downlighters in rows to produce aesthetically pleasing patterns on any ceiling that you want to have sound. The other thing is Sonance didn't compromise the sound quality. Even though these speakers are tiny and great for looks, they ensured that the technology involved ensured that the quality of the sound was amazing. So don't think that just because these speakers are small you're not going to get great sound. The sound is fantastic.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our video. Click below to subscribe and be sure to follow Inside CI on Twitter, Facebook and Google+.